Hello guys, good evening or good afternoon. I don't know the time. Oh sorry, it's 4 or something. So I'm going to explain our code just in case anyone didn't understand it. The good thing, our code was the simplest of all of them, I believe. So we didn't really do much. We barely did anything, but I want to explain it. I'm going to try and put it below 10 minutes. If I fail, my bad. So, where is it? Oh, I'm going to try and write it as fast as possible. Um, Let me first open our presentation so that you guys can see our question. Then I'm going to create a file. To save it, I must first write something, write some nonsense. All right, let me save the file as assignment.cpp. So it's important when you're saving C+ files to add this extension. It can be in small letters, it can be in capital, just in case the computer gets these file types wrong. It will know that it's a C++ file. So I'm going to save it. And then let's start writing the code. So our question was, where is it? Here. Develop a program that takes moisture, blah, 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 and then calculates the fixed carbon. So the most important thing here to know is, well, the first important thing was to know the formula. Thank God our formula was something direct. There are some people who have to come up with formulas and blah, 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 but ours was direct. So what we shall basically be doing is, when we start our program, we shall just declare what these data types are. Now, this is a number, this is a number, this is a number, this is a number, this is a number. So they're all just basically data types of numbers. It's not like we're storing names. If we were storing an explanation, then it would be like we need to add a data type that can store letters and so on and so forth, right? So basically we just start the program. We first inform the computer we're going to start programming. So we tell it, basically this is like informing it we're about to start programming. Bring for me the toolbox required to program. Include IOStream. It means include the input output. What's include input output stream means we're going to start using things like cin, cout, what. So all these are in that toolbox, which we're telling the computer to bring about so that we begin. Then we put this using namespace standard. So I don't want to go into detail because I'm saying I'm already at 4 minutes. That basically is like a standard library or file or container where we keep on picking things out, these programs out from, right? So that one was a toolbox, and this is like a storage point, like a file, the standard file. So the computer keeps referring to that file to know what these tools should do, these tools that were in the IOStream toolbox. Forgive me, I've made the mouse pointer like very big. I thought it would be good to explain, but then it's like making things disappear. Anyway, then we introduce the most important function, the basic function. It's called the main function. Nothing on C+ can run without the main function. It's like a doorway to begin programming, right? Without that main function, nothing is going to work. So the main function is like, we're going to use mathematics. So Okay, that's not a good example, but that's what it's just the most basic function to do everything. Because of time, I can't explain it, but later on, when we start discussion of C++, then I can dig deep into these things, right? So in the next 2 minutes, I don't think I can take that, but let me try. I'm going to write our code. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to declare our variables, right? So the variables, as we saw, are here: fixed carbon, moisture, volatile matter, ash content. And I told you those are numbers. They are not like, okay, there is integer, there's, let me try and use 30 seconds or 1 minute to explain. There's int, there is float, right? Well, the difference between these, I'm going to write the examples here. This is basically, let's say 0 or 1 point, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 1. So this is basically 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then this is 1, right? Or 2, or 2 or 3. So double is just a number with 10 decimal points. Float is, double is a data type with a number with 10 decimal. Float, a number with 6 decimals. Int is just an integer. There are no decimal places. So basically, float and double, almost the same thing basically, unless a certain amount of accuracy is needed. So I'm going to use double, but if you want, you can use float. In ours, we use double. So I've already exceeded 7 minutes. I don't know how fast I am at typing. For time, should I just copy and paste? But no, even though the video is 15 minutes, you guys, we have discussions of hours. So let me try, type it fresh. So we declare this. To declare these data types, we're telling it that we're going to have doubles, and these doubles, one of them is going to be moisture, right? And then another one will be volatile matter. Another one will be ash. And another one will be fixed carbon. Now you'll see many times when you're programming, putting this capital M on these 2-word statements is helpful. You'll just see it later on in future. It helps organize something, it helps reduce confusion, and so on and so forth. And then after us declaring what this is, remember, now we want the user to put in the values of these, right? So we can ask the user we're building the app for. We can even greet them. Let me show you. We could make it more personal and romantic and so on and so forth. Anyway, I like spacing my things for organization. So what we can do is we can tell the user, we could greet them, but it's not necessary. I know Jebron will be annoyed with me if I do that playing around. We're going to tell them straight away to input the values of these moisture, matter, and so on and so forth. So we shall be like, print out for us, we're telling the computer, print out for us, to our user, the statement, enter the value of moisture content. So we can be like, enter percentage of moisture content, right? So, and then I'll put for them that. And then after that, what we can do, we give the user a chance to put in those values. Which value are they putting in? They're putting in the moisture. It will be a number, right? And after that, user putting in that moisture, we tell them to enter percentage. We tell them to, what should I tell them? Enter the volatile matter percentage. So I'm not going to be putting, I'm just going to be typing percentage instead of putting it like as a sign or something. So enter percentage of volatile matter, right? So the user can put that in, and then we give the computer a chance to record this which one is it? It's this one, the volatile matter, right? Volatile matter. Don't forget we put a capital here just to differentiate it from like these statements. We don't want to get disorganized or whatever. So the next thing is we shall tell the computer to I've already finished, but I wanted to show you something, but let me just type it myself. So I'll be like, enter percentage of ash, right? Unless percentage of ash content, right? Let me organize this so that it's more in content. That's more organized. Let me also put here moisture content. Have some uniformity. In coding, organization and uniformity is very important. You have to be very organized. Otherwise, when the code reaches 3, 4, or 40 lines, 70 lines, 90 lines, we begin having problems if we've not been organized, right? So we give the user a chance to put in the ash content, right? Content. And then the next, finally, enter the percentage of moisture, percentage of volatile matter, the percentage of ash content. And I think basically that's it. There's nothing more. So the next thing is we're going to inform the computer what to do with these values. So let me create some space so that it's a bit far away from everything. So what we want the computer to do with these values, we want it to do this calculation, this one, right? So because we declared this and declared this, well, the computer for now, it has some basic things it can do without us being very complicated about it. It can add, it can subtract, like calculator, because it's a calculator, it does its things a bit like a calculator. So what we want to declare that fixed carbon. This fixed carbon we said here, right? This one we said here. We're telling the computer for it, it's equal to these are numbers. That's a basic number. The computer has that number in its head. It's not confused. We don't have to declare this number or anything. And then we put in the brackets so that it combines. We could have just put minus minus, but whatever. So we tell it, we now put in all these values. Content plus, volatile matter plus ash content, right? So we tell it that this is equal to 100 minus these values that our user has input here. So for all the values it gets, every time it gets, it will also try to calculate fixed carbon as this, which the user put there, which the user put there, which the user put there, right? Let me separate these so that they're like individual and everything, a bit more visible. I'm going to put 3 lines, make it a bit longer. So I think that's now more visible, right? Okay. Sorry. Yeah, that's more visible. So now every time the thing does this, so we can just tell it finally, after it has done that calculations, now we want it to print out that statement, right? So in order for it to print out that statement, we tell it that cout is like print out, right? For me, the statement which you are calculating, because you wanted to calculate the amount of fixed carbon content. So the percentage fixed carbon content is. So we've already told it percentage. I've made it different from our exact code just so that, like, for understand, okay, not for understanding, but to show you guys that there's not like fixed way of doing it. You can do it like this. So here the person will just be putting in numbers because we're putting the name percentage. We already know that it's in percentages is, and then it will print out the percentage. So it will be the value of fixed carbon. I hope I'm not getting a spelling of carbon wrong. So it's going to print out that and then it will close there basically. Yeah. We could add if we want. It's going to be complicated, but I mean, why engineers shouldn't be scared of such things. I'm going to add a full stop. I just like punctuating things. So my full stop is right there. Yeah. So after all this, we're going to tell it to return. This return statement traditionally is like how programmers say successfully, how like we've successfully run the program. So return 0, 0 is like success. It's like tujikoze, we have done it. Okay, it's a vague explanation, but it's a bit, you can understand something from there. So let's check for errors. We're going to build. All right, so here, what are they telling me? Moisture content is not declared. Did I misspell something? Content, yeah, right. So we compile, check for errors. Then they're going to tell us here, you can see the errors they're telling you here. Volatile matter is not declared. So you check the spelling, volatile matter. Then here, what did I put? I put single T. I don't know what the spelling of volatile, okay, it's, I think double T. So again, we compile, check the errors. Again, I did the same error there. We compile, check the errors. They're like an error before cout, so we didn't close this program. That's how you close a program per line. So it executes that program separately. Then we compile, check again the errors. I type this 2 times. You don't panic when you see errors. They'll explain to you that there's an error before this, then you check, and then you saw what I had done. I had not like, I had put more than one. And then finally it shows here 0 error. And then I can run. So the person can put 12, 32, 41, 15, right? Of course, there are programs which we could write so that every time you put in, it disappears. Like we put 12, then they ask the next question, and they ask the next question. But we're not going to dig into that. I've already made the video 25 minutes or whatever. So it's like an hour. It's like I'm forcing you guys to watch a movie. But that's the basis of how we came up with our code. Sorry. I have accidentally selected that, whatever. Okay. So basically, that's how we came up with our code. Now, if you want to include comments, you use this slash. And then whatever we write here, like Huda is a Muslim, woman. The computer does not like consider it, the compiler, the program or the app, whatever it is, does not consider it like it's just to explain loves home. So it's just to like explain. If you've written, when you're writing like very long programs of like very long code of like 500 lines, 1000 lines, blah blah blah, you need to explain step by step. That's what they mean by documentation and everything. So it's just important, like the details which I was telling you. For example, here I could have just also added this. I'd be like, this is the main function and blah 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 blah, right? And then I stop there. So basically those comments are important for documenting your work in case you want to explain these things. I'm going to remove them. Sorry for using your name order. It's just using an example. I love your name. Your name. Anyway, I think basically I'm done. Under 25 minutes. In case of any other explanations, I'll dig deeper into that. For now, Jebrin told me to do it as fast as possible, and because of time and the amount of the video, if I shoot beyond 25 minutes, it will become, beyond these minutes, it will become very heavy. I can explain these things in short forms, well explained. But for now, this is the basis of how we came up with our program. For deeper details, I'll explain to you guys later. In case you guys need better explanations, I know it's already long, but in case you need better, deeper explanations, like other examples, float, string, those things, you guys can say, and if you communicate, then I can dig deeper into it. But for now, I'm using our code for our question. Where is it? It's here. This question, right? It's more summarized. So the person who will present, who they pick randomly, what they'll be required to do is simple. This was how ours came. We put the comments here, you can see. Yeah, so the person who will present will go with their computer, and when they run it, this is what it will do. So the person can put 10, 30, 15, and then it will bring out 45. If they put 12, 35, 18, then it will bring out 35. So yeah, basically that's it. Hopefully this was helpful. It's very long. I don't even know how I'm going to compress it, but I'm going to try and send it. I know no one can watch all those minutes of code for no reason. Anyway, in case of anything, you guys can inform me and I'll improve or post a better video. Thank you.